Mr. Limata. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Limata, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely, won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing story time with Mr. Limata. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Limata, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely, won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing.
Good morning, and welcome to Storytime. Thank you so much for joining me today. Happy Wednesday to you and yours. Thank you for being here with us today as we ponder, as we contemplate, as we address this big question that we have today. What is love? Coming to us from Mac Barnett, and this one is illustrated by Carson Ellis, and we are reading it with permission of the publishers Chronicle Books of San Francisco. But yes, what is love? Mac Barnett living right here in Oakland, and Carson Ellis out there in Oregon. Thank you so much for being here with us today on Storytime. I hope you're ready for this one. I hope that you're comfortable wherever you are and ready for a beautiful story. Thank you so much for joining us here today. Absolutely appreciate the time that we get to spend together, the time that we get to be here live for Storytime, or indeed if you're joining us later on for the recordings. Well, thank you indeed for making Storytime your choice of story place. Thank you for being here, and I hope that you are doing well. And I hope that your loved ones are doing well too. Or indeed, if you don't know, I encourage you to do check in later on for sure. Thank you so much for being here with us on Storytime today. Absolutely appreciate you. And how are you doing? How is it where you are? I've not had a chance to look at the weather yet out here in the Bay, but I know that we're on a warming trend. It's getting warmer and warmer out here, but better safe, carry a jacket, and in case you don't need it, it's better to take off layers than needing layers and not having them, right? Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime. Mac Barnett coming right up. Please let us know where you're joining in from and who is joining in with you, if anybody's with you. But of course, if you're joining in alone, always welcome. Thank you for being here on Storytime with us. If this is your first time joining us, welcome to Storytime, and we definitely hope to see you on many more Storytimes to come. And of course, if you're coming back after a while, well, welcome back. Where have you been? Thank you so much for joining us here on Storytime today. Please get comfortable, get cozy, and we'll be catching you on the other side of this very short break. But before then, too, Marietta Apollonia's brand new book, Wambert and the Family Tree, is out. So please find it where you find books, and of course, ask for it at your local library. Use those resources, find that book, and get to enjoy it. And of course, too, you can find Marietta's first book, Jack the Library Cat, available as well. Thank you so much for being here with us today on Storytime. Absolutely appreciate you. I'll be right back after this short break for more Storytime. This is Storytime for today.
Hi, everyone. I'm Amanda with Amanda Weltman Photography. I'm a photographer and printmaker based in the Pacific Northwest, and I believe that your face deserves wall space. Enjoy today's story time with my favorite storyteller, Mr. Limata.
Thank you, Amanda Waltman out there in Seattle. Thank you so much for being here with us on Storytime. I hope that you are doing well. Yes, we have a sweet book to read together here today, coming to us from Mac Barnett and his good friend Carson Ellis. And we are reading this one, What is Love, with permission of the publishers Chronicle Books of San Francisco. Here we go. And also, too, I'm not sure. I know that when we get books from the library, we don't always have this chance because they're tightly wrapped. But here we go. What is love? So if you're, depending on where you get your book from, you can get to see that extra art on the cover. If you take off the sleeve, here we go. Thank you for being here. Good morning to you, Kathy. How are you doing today out there in Ohio? Is it still beautiful? Is it still sunny? Thank you so much for joining in today. I hope you're doing well. Luna, good morning to you as well. I hope that you have a fantastic day. What is love? Coming to us from Mac Barnett and Carson Ellis, and reading with permission of the publishers Chronicle Books of San Francisco. Here we go. What is love? What do you think? Do you have an answer to that? Should we just close the book? Let you tell us? What is love? Written by Mac Barnett. Illustrations by Carson Ellis. And of course, read with permission of the publishers Chronicle Books of San Francisco. When I was a boy, in the garden out front of the house where we lived, I asked my grandmother, "What is love?" My grandma was old. I thought she would know. Yeah. What does grandma's wisdom say? When I was a boy, in the garden out front of the house where we lived, I asked my grandmother, "What is love?" My grandma was old. I thought she would know. Yeah, couldn't agree more with you, Kathy. Carson Ellis's amazing art. Yeah, check out her other books as well. Brilliant, beautiful artwork for sure. My grandma was old. I thought she would know. She picked me up in her arms and said, "I can't answer that." "Who can?" I asked. "If you go out into the world, you might find an answer." Yeah. My grandmother was old. I thought she would know. She picked me up in her arms and said, "I can't answer that." "Who can?" I asked. "If you go out into the world, you might find an answer." Doesn't say you will, you might. If you go out into the world, you might find an answer. And so I went. Yeah. If you go out into the world, you might find an answer. And so I went. I asked the fisherman, "What is love?" The fisherman smiled. "Love is a fish." "A fish," I said. Does that make sense? I asked the fisherman, "What is love?" The fisherman smiled. "Love is a fish." "A fish," I said. Oh. It glimmers and splashes just out of reach. And the day that you catch it, if you know what you're doing, you give it a kiss and howl and throw it back in the sea. "But I don't like fish," I said. "They're slimy and taste bad. And they have creepy eyes." The fisherman sighed. "Ah, you do not understand." "No, you do not understand." What do you think? Is love a fish? I asked the actor, "What is love?" The actor smiled. "Love is applause." "Applause?" I It's the hoots of the crowd, the sound of their hands. You stand in the footlights while they all scream your name. Sometimes they throw flowers. At that moment, you know you exist. You're seen. But the crowd leaves, I said. They go home. The actor sighed. Ah, you do not understand. What do you think? Is love applause? Who else can we ask? Well, I asked the cat, what is love? The cat smiled. Love is the night. The night, I said. That sounds all right. Love is the night. Huh. The night, I said. That sounds all right. Is that what it is? Oh. But before the cat could explain, a dog chased it away. Wait, I said stop. What is love? The dog looked back and said, this. Oh, is this what love is? What do you think? I asked the carpenter, what is love? The carpenter smiled. Love is a house. A house. You hammer and saw and arrange all the planks. It wobbles and creaks, and you alter your plans. But in the end, the thing stands, and you live in it. Is that what love is? Is love a house? What do you think? The carpenter says so. Yeah, you hammer and saw and arrange all the planks. It wobbles and creaks, and you alter your plans. But in the end, the thing stands, and you live in it. Oh. I said, I'm not allowed to use hammers. Once I busted my thumb. Oof. I don't mean a real hammer. I'm not talking about thumbs. It got busted real bad. The carpenter sighed. You do not understand. Oh. You do not understand. The farmer told me love is a seed. The soldier told me love is a blade. That soldier told me love is a horse. Might be. But the cart driver said, no, it's a donkey. Oh my goodness. What is love? Will our question be answered? Have the people we've talked to so far, has anybody we've talked to so far gotten you closer to the answer? Or the answer we're looking for? The farmer told me love is a seed. The soldier told me love is a blade. That soldier told me love is a horse. The cart driver told me or said, no, it's a donkey. Oh my goodness. We may have opened Pandora's box here. A sports car, a donut, a lizard, a ring. The first snow of winter, a maple in summer, a grizzly bear. This pebble right here. These are all things people told me love is. Whew, that's a lot. What do you think? What is love to you? Was it a sports car, a donut, a lizard, a ring, the first snow of winter, a maypole in summer, a grizzly bear, this pebble right here? Is it? Well, these are all things people told me love is. I asked the poet, "What is love?" The poet smiled. "Sit down and I will tell you," he said. "A list so long it goes on for pages. I didn't have time to listen to that." But wait, stick around. The poet might have the answer. "Wait," said the poet. "I have not answered your question." "You sure haven't," I said as I walked away. The poet shouted at me, "Oh, you do not understand." No. What do you think? Would the poet have given us the answer? And so one day I returned to the house where we lived. Yeah. Yeah. And so one day I returned to the house where we lived. The lights were all on. I smelled dinner cooking. My dog barked gladly at me from a window upstairs. I took off my shoes and I stood in the garden. I curled my toes, so they dug into the dirt. I sighed. I didn't hear my grandmother come up behind me. Yeah. I went back to the house where we lived. The lights were all on. I smelled dinner cooking. My dog barked gladly at me from a window upstairs. I took off my shoes and I stood in the garden. I curled my toes, so they dug into the dirt. I sighed. I didn't hear my grandmother come up behind me. "Finally," she said, "you've come back." She was older. I was taller. She asked me, "Did you answer your question?" Did you answer your question? Yeah, I did not hear my grandmother come up behind me. "Finally," she said, "you have come back." She was older. I was taller. She asked me, "Did you answer your question?" I picked her up in my arms. I smiled. I said, "Yes." Yes, indeed. Ah. Did you answer your question? I smiled. I said, "Yes." And that is the end of our story today. Thank you so much for joining in today. I hope that has answered the question. And if not, why not? Please do share. Thank you so much for being here with us on Storytime today. This one coming to us from Mac Barnett, illustrations by Carson Ellis, and of course, Chronicle Books of San Francisco. Thank you so much for being here with us today on Storytime as we were diving deep into this question: what is love? Yes, looking for answers. I hope we found them, or indeed, I hope that we're there thinking about it even more. Thank you so much for being here with us on Storytime today. I'll catch you on the other side of this very short break when we're back for more Storytime. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being here with us today on Storytime.
Hola, my name is Shamile Sayed Mendez, and I am the author of Where Are You From, Foodia, and many other books for young readers. You're watching Story Time with Mr. Limata.
Hello, I'm Olalu Ogunyemi, officer in the United States Marine Corps, and author of Crow from the Shadow. You are tuned in with my brother on Storytime with Mr. Limata. Enjoy, and God bless.
Welcome back indeed. Shamila Syed Mendez, thank you, author of many amazing books, creator of many amazing books, including this one right here, Where Are You From? And of course, Olaolu Ogunyemi, my brother, thank you so much, author of many wonderful books as well, including Crow from the Shadow, Billy Dipper's Time to Shine. Please check out all those right here on the Storytime platforms, but of course, ask for them too at your local library and find them wherever else that you find books. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime. This has been Storytime on this beautiful Wednesday morning. I hope it is indeed a beautiful one for you as well. Thank you indeed for being here. Trash day out here in my neighborhood. So if while we're here, you hear the sound of the garbage trucks, well, that is what is happening. But we're here. Thank you so much for joining us here on Storytime today. What is love was the question we were trying to answer today. And we hope that we made some progress in answering that. Written by Mac Barnett, illustrations by Carson Ellis, and of course brought to you with permission of the publishers Chronicle Books of San Francisco. Thank you so much for joining in today. I hope that you enjoyed this one, and love this one so much. And with the full circle, that boy coming back home, and to a place where I think he feels loved and feels love is there, whether it's the time spent with grandma, time spent with his dog, whether it is that home-cooked meal. Well, whatever love is for you, I hope that you find that answer. And maybe the pursuit, the search for that answer is part of the process, right? Thank you so much for being here with us on Storytime today. This one always reminds me, there's a saying I heard way back. I was probably in the 9th grade, ancient times. And I think the DJ then, it was actually, I hope as well, this DJ, big influence on my childhood as well. Like I listened to a lot of his music. DJ Kesha Simbewe, The Flow. If you're from Zambia, you know who it was. Like Radio 4 was he was one of the best DJs, I think, in the country. But he said something like, you may travel the world in search of love, but you'll be led right back to your doorstep, for the world is round. And I think, I can't remember where he was quoting it from, but it stuck with me. And this book kind of reminds me of that, this arc where this boy goes in search all over the world and is led right back to their doorstep. But I hope that you find love. As we know, love is found in many different ways, many different places, and it can be many different things for many different people, right? So I hope that you find yours, and just hoping that that search is not too crazy for you, but I hope that you enjoy that process as well. It is part of growth, right? And as adults, I think too, realizing that as we have little ones, that they will one day need to go and explore the world and find themselves, find that love that they're looking for, and all we can do is support them. Thank you so much for being here with us on Storytime today. Absolutely appreciate you. I hope you've enjoyed this one. Tomorrow we're back talking about little ones, right? Finding themselves, going out exploring the world. Well, tomorrow we bring you another one. This one is called The Tiny Giant. Yes, join us and find out what this beautiful book is all about. Beautiful illustrations here by Kathy Morrison. Thank you for introducing us to this wonderful book. And it is written by Barbara Chiletti, and we will be reading this one with permission of the publishers, Shifa Kids. And we're bringing this one back to Storytime after a while. So join us tomorrow. Make a date. The Tiny Giant is coming back to Storytime. Thank you so much for being here, friends. Absolutely appreciate you. And remember, too, one more time, that Marietta Apollonia has a brand new book. This one is called Wombat and the Family Tree. Find it where you find books, and of course, ask for it at your local library. Thank you so much for being here with us on Storytime today. This has been Storytime for today. Happy Wednesday to you and your loved ones. And of course, we hope that you have a fantastic day, whatever you're up to. This has been Storytime, and we hope to see you again tomorrow for more Storytime. Yes, inshallah, we are back right here, 6 a.m. Pacific time, 11 a.m. Pacific time for the recording, and of course, at your convenience, at the time that works best for you at Storytime with Mr. Limata, whether that be 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7, whatever time works for you. Go and find all those amazing story times that we've done, that we've enjoyed, many books that we've enjoyed from wonderful creators who we are so grateful to. Thank you so much for being here with us. I will see you again tomorrow for more story time. Much love from me. Bye-bye.
Story time with Mr. Limata. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Limata, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely, won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing story time with Mr. Limata. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Limata, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely, won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing the stories, some stories from far away, others right here in my neighborhood. Story time. Ooh. Story time. Story time with Mr. Limata. He will be starting soon. Oh. Story time with Mr. Limata, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely, won't you start all the reading? We just can't wait to be hearing. Brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely, won't you start all the reading? We just can't wait to